So guess what I have for you?
Do you have a juicy stat?
Welcome to All Things Wedding with the Knot, where we answer some of your most important, scary, wild, crazy, urgent wedding planning questions, including about budget. I'm Lewis. Who are you?
I'm Sarah Hooper. Everyone around here calls me Hoops.
She's right, we do. We're jumping through hoops for her. Today we're gonna be talking about traditional cost splitting methods, how to budget, who pays for what, all that awkward, uncomfy money stuff that when I hear it, I just like black out and sign a check and pray for my credit card to go through. So what's the best way to do this whole thing, Hoops?
Yeah, so I think as a caveat, like, we always want to remember that it totally depends on your financial situation, and it depends on, just so many aspects of your life. So first up, it's best to work out a budget and then talk to your families about if they have anything to contribute, if they would like to contribute at all.
Totally. Traditionally, I feel like we've heard that rule, that like antiquated thing about the bride's family pays for everything, but now couples are paying for a good portion on their own. I mean, it's kind of like your wedding, your way.
So Lewis, I have another juicy stat for you.
Hit me.
So the couple typically contributes about 43% of the total cost of the wedding, which adds up to be about $8,000.
Can you Venmo me $8,000, Hoops?
No, I cannot.
Oh, come on. Well, what about the wedding attire? Who typically pays for, like, let's say there's a bride involved, who pays for the dress, the veil, the accessories?
So if there's a bride involved, typically the bride and her family would pay for her dress, her veil, and her accessories, so her shoes, any jewelry, etc.
So let me guess. And then if there's a groom involved, the groom and his family would pay for the groom's outfit.
You got it.
I'm so smart.
So smart.
And in a typical situation, all of the attendants, the wedding party, would pay for their own clothing themselves. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there. Pay for your clothes, guys.
What did we hear? The average wedding party member spends about $1,200.
$1,200, outfit included.
Outfit included. How about flowers and decorations? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so when it comes to those beautiful blooms, typically the bride and her family will pay for the floral arrangements for the ceremony and reception, all those flowers that you see on the altar, bride and fam.
Okay, and the bride and family would also traditionally pay for the bouquets and corsages for the wedding party.
Yeah, so if you want a bouquet, came from the bride.
Came from the bride.
Thank her twice. Okay, Hoops, guess what I'm about to tell you.
What are you about to tell me?
Oh,
You're
honey.
engaged?
No, I wish. Parents of the bride usually contribute around $12,000 to the grand total of the wedding, so here's what I'm gonna need you to do. Will you Venmo me $12,000?
Am I your parent?
Yeah, Mom. The groom and his family also typically pay for the bride's bouquet. So the bouquet that she's carrying actually came from the groom and his fam.
But the bouquet that the bridesmaids are carrying?
Came from the other fam.
Wow, okay,
I
this
know.
is a lot
We've
to
got
remember.
a family tree. The groom and his family also pay for the boutonnieres and the corsages for the mothers and the grandmothers. So just...
I love a nice corsage.
I do too. Do you want one at my wedding?
I'd love one, but I
Give me
need
$12,000.
I need someone to put it on me.
Aw. Well, we'll
'cause
pretend
I
we're
don't
going
know
to
how.
prom, Hoops.
Never learned.
So let's talk honeymoons,
Let's
because I feel
talk.
like that's a whole other ballgame.
Yeah, super traditionally, the groom and family actually pay for the honeymoon. Where is your dream honeymoon location?
Oh my God,
Do you
such
know?
a good question. The Applebee's in Times Square.
Oh, not the Olive Garden?
¿Por qué no las dos? We can go to both, Hoops. Come on. Think big, dream big. So what about photography when I want to remember all of those big memories of the day?
Traditionally, bride and family will pay for photos and video for the day.
Love that. I feel like people always are curious about the wedding video, who pays, what happens there, because it's a little different from the photos, so
And it's a must-have,
that's helpful.
in my opinion.
I agree. I think it's like your own reality show. And when it comes to those pre-wedding parties, who's gonna take care of all those? I mean, there's so many of them.
There are so many. So the bride or groom's family pay for the engagement party together. If they're having an engagement party, usually both families chip in for that.
Nice, I love that. We're all in this together.
It's true.
Groom's family will also plan and host the rehearsal dinner. So that little night before party, that comes from the groom's fam.
That's probably the one I hear like the most like traditionally still is like the groom's family paying for the rehearsal dinner.
So Hoops.
Yeah?
Guess what I'm about to tell you.
Are you about to tell me a stat?
Oh, honey. Parents of the groom usually contribute around $7,000 to the day's cost. Can I have $7,000?
Stop asking me for money.
You sound like my parents. The maid of honor and the bridesmaid usually host the bridal shower and the bachelorette party, so that's all taken care of. Remember that.
And then on the flip side, the best man and the groomsmen usually host and pay for the bachelor party.
Time to party, guys.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna start thinking about the reception, which is like the ultimate party. I feel like that's the party that you also get a lot of questions about.
Food and decorations, that typically gets assigned to the bride and family. So she's paying for that steak, that chicken, that veggie option. Gotta have it. Vegan.
Speaking my lingo, honey. Okay, so then the groom and the family pay for the DJ, the band, the liquor.
Okay.
Open bar.
Open bar. Okay.
Open bar.
All right.
There you go.
The groom and family pay for open bar.
That's why I need to find me a groom.
Yeah, there you go.
Traditionally, the bride and then her family will pay for the groom's ring when there's a groom involved.
Okay. And then the groom and his family will typically pay for the bride's ring if there's a bride involved.
I love that.
Yeah.
I mean,
share the love.
whoever pays for my ring, take it.
Yeah.
Hit me with the Venmo. Whoever hoops pays for my ring. So what about all this stationery? I love seeing people's stationery. I love seeing how they make their invites their own.
Yeah.
But like, who's paying for it?
Again, traditionally, the bride and family will pay for those invitations, those announcements, and then a wedding program. I love a wedding program.
I do too.
I love a wedding program with like a map or like some kind of like fun fact.
Yes, I love when they explain the ceremony, like what's happening.
I feel like on your wedding program, you might include your Venmo handle.
Oh, honey. And hoops. Hoops will be in my wedding program, of course.
Yeah.
So transportation, when you take your horse and carriage, your pink stretch Hummer limo.
Hot air balloon?
The hot air balloon.
Okay.
When you take your hot air balloon
That's my
to your
plan.
ceremony.
Nobody steal it.
Don't take it. The bride and her family are gonna have to pay for the wedding transportation for the wedding party to and from the ceremony or reception. So get in your hot air balloon and get going.
Just zoom up in the air.
Thanks so much for tuning in. We've taught you everything you need to know about the cost breakdown of a wedding. We'll see you next time on All Things Wedding.
Hi, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and return for new videos every single week. Don't forget to hit that like button. No, seriously, you should hit it now.